Question number 21. A statue stands on the top of a platform. A man observes that the angle of elevation of the base and the top of the statue at a point 28 meters from the base of the plate is 55 degrees and 70 degrees respectively. Find the height of the statue. Okay, the question might look very difficult, but if you can convert the given information into a diagram, then it will become a little easier to comprehend. First of all, I can see that there is a statue that they are talking about, which is standing on the top of a platform. Just to only to make it comprehensible, and let's say this is a platform that we are talking about, okay? And the statue is standing at the top of this platform. Okay. I'm not going to draw the statue, maybe a statue. This is the height of the statue which I drew. Okay. The statue is standing at the top of the platform. Now, what is happening? A man observes that the angle of elevation of the base and the top of the statue. This is, let's suppose, base, and this over here is the top of the statue. A man observes that the angle of elevation of the base and the top of the statue at a point 28 meters from the base of the plate. This is the point from where that man is observing. The point is 28 meters from the base. So I am considering that this distance is 28. The man is standing at this point, point A, and the base of the platform is B. Distance from A to B is 28 meters. The angle of elevation from this point of the base and of the top. This is the top. So the angle he is making from this point to the top and the angle he is making from this point to the base. These are the angles that are given to us. This overall angle is 70 degrees. And this angle over here is, let's suppose, 55 degrees. I'm not doing any measurements, I'm just drawing it randomly. Find the height of the statue. We have to find out this length, this part. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm going to draw a clearer picture. I'm removing this now, removing this as well, and I'm joining this to the bottom straight away. Make it a little more clearer. So, in this situation, this is A, this is B, let's say this is C, and let's say this is D. Height of the statue is from C to D. I have to calculate the length of CD. I have drawn the given situation into a right angle triangle, and I have to calculate the length of CD. Definitely, I will not be able to calculate the length of CD directly. I have no formula with which I can find out the length of a side of an obtuse angle, considering that we have learned only Pythagoras theorem and trigonometric ratios so far. So I will not be able to calculate the length of CD using the trigonometric ratio and the Pythagoras theorem. So what I'll need to do, in order to calculate the value of CD, I'll find out the length from B to D, and I'll find out the length from B to C. I'll subtract these two, then I'll be left with this part only. So I can say CD will be equals to BD minus BC. If I manage to calculate the length of BD and BC, only then I'll be able to calculate the length of CD. So in order to calculate the length of BD, where is BD? This is BD. If I want to calculate this length, I'll need to consider this right angle triangle. This is the right angle triangle which I'm going to consider. In this right angle triangle, I have the length of a side, which is 28 meters, and I have an angle, which is 70 degree. With this angle known, 28 meters becomes my adjacent and BD becomes my opposite. So I'll use tangent 70 degrees equals to opposite, which is BD, upon adjacent, which is 28. Tangent 70 is 2.74, and I'll remove this 28 and multiply with whatever is the value of tangent 70, which is 2.74, multiply by 28 is equals to BD, and I'll multiply this with 28, 76.9. So BD is equals to 76.9 meter. I've calculated BD. Now I'm left with BC. Where is BC? If I look at BC, so this is where BC is. If I have to calculate this length, I'll consider this triangle over here. This triangle is again a right angle triangle, and we'll consider this triangle to find out the length of BC. Again, in this triangle, which is triangle ABC, it's a right angle triangle. I have an angle which is 55 degrees, and with this as my angle, 28 again becomes my adjacent, and BC becomes my opposite. I'll use again tangent theta, but this time the angle will be 55 equals to opposite. Opposite is BC, adjacent is 28. I'll calculate the length. I'll calculate the value of tangent 55, which is 1.42, and 1.42 will be multiplied with 28, and I'll be left with the value of BC. This is BC. Here we go. So I'll multiply 1.42 with 28, we'll get 39.9. BC is equals to 39.9 meter. Now I have these two values. I can calculate the length of CD, and as I mentioned earlier, that CD is equals to BD minus BC. BD is 76.9 minus BC is 39.9. I'll subtract 39.9 from 76.9. Let's see what we get. 76.9 minus 39.9. The length of CD is going to be 37 meter. So we can say that the height of the statue is 37 meters. Okay.